Good morning, friends. This is Chris from Worthington Home coming to you from my son Zachary's bedroom. I have just made the bed, but that's not why you're here. You're here to talk about thrifting, and I'm on my way to meet my friend Laura at Make a Home Foundation, a thrift store I just heard about in Middlebury. One of the founders of the organization, Anita, kindly reached out to me via email to invite me to come check out their space. Apparently, it is a huge store with lots of vintage treasures, and I can't wait to check it out. Before I do, I have to go to the post office, FedEx, UPS, all the places where I live. Then I'm gonna get a little gas and head on out. So let's go. So a word to the wise, if you decide to come to this store, you go in the driveway and you have to kind of drive all the way around to the end of the building. So don't give up hope. You will get there in the end. So we're inside the store right now, and I want to show you some of the awesome things here at Make a Home Foundation. There's my friend Laura. She's going to be mad that I filmed her. Didn't realize I had. And I want to show you some of the great furniture, like this chair, which is a great Victorian chair. Look at the details on this. I really like this table as well. It certainly looks like a Hitchcock table. I'm not sure that it is because I didn't get down to look for a label or a stamp or anything, but it definitely has a great look. And my grandmother had a chair just like that one, but in a green upholstery. And I also really like this hutch that has a definite Hitchcock style to it. I'm not sure again if it is, but it definitely has that look. And I want to show you the knobs on this because they're little eagles. So cute. It's a really pretty piece. And I like the way they have some areas set up like little seating spots. Very cozy. This is a really pretty crewel work clock. I was told this was $20. There's some nice china sets here. This Royal Staffordshire set has a great look. I like the green flowers on this. It's a little bit of ironstone called Blossom Time. Here's some pretty Lenox in the background. You know I love Lenox. And these plates are really pretty. These were made in Germany. Moss rose. I run into that from time to time in my travels. I thought these were thistles for a minute, but they are allium, which I also really love. These plates were made in Bavaria, Germany, and there's a little stack of them, so they must have been a little like wall hanging set. I see some knife rests. These are really beautiful. They have them labeled as baby rattles, but we know these are actually knife rests. A baby would concuss itself if that was a rattle for it. So do not give knife rests to babies. That's my advice for the day. I love these. This is a very pretty set. I like the dainty blue flowers on these pieces. These were made in Czechoslovakia. Really pretty set. I think this is a very classic looking china set, the white and gold. Look at these little baby salt and pepper shakers. They are so cute. These are made in Japan. I don't know if you can tell from this footage, but they are so tiny. And yeah, this set is lovely as well. This was made in Bavaria, Germany. Really beautiful classic look. It would look nice with anybody's decor, if you ask me. And a coffee pot. I absolutely love this Wedgwood plate. It's beautiful. It's not something I'm looking for my own home, or else I would pick it up at $15. It's too high to resell. That's okay. I also love this bird basket, but I fear this would be too delicate to even try to ship. I feel like there are too many breakage points potentially on this piece for shipping. So I'm gonna pass it by, although it's beautiful. This is a really sweet little picture inside it, made by Lenox, $14.99. This vase is really interesting. Somebody has lost part of her blouse and maybe needs to button up. But other than that, I think it's great. And who am I to judge, right? Don't judge vases. That's my second bit of advice for the day. Cute little teapot. This plate is absolutely beautiful. It's sleek, it's so well made, and I love all of the details on this. They want $55 for it, and I'm not saying it isn't worth $55, but I don't feel like paying $55 for it today. And this is a beautiful stack of plates as well, this red and white stack. $20 for 8 isn't a bad price, but there's some damage on them, unfortunately. Can we talk about how beautiful this sideboard or server is? Oh my goodness, I might be in love. I wish I had space for this and that it was the right wood tone for my house because it is beautiful. I have this same desk at my house that belonged to my grandparents, and I love how compact this piano is. My great-grandparents bought it for my grandparents for their first. I thought you might like to learn a little bit more about Make a Home Foundation, so I have a brief interview to share with you. Check it out. So Meg, tell us a little bit about what to expect when we come here. What's the mission that you're supporting?
So the mission we support is we help state agencies throughout Connecticut transition the homeless and people from domestic abuse into apartments.
Okay.
We supply them with brand new beds, and everything they need in a house. All the furnishings, right down from a spatula to bureaus, nightstands, lamps, couches, easy chairs, televisions, everything you need in a home to make yourself comfortable. Linens for a warm night's sleep, so that when you get up in the morning and you're starting your job, which the state agencies, are helping people with the apartments and job searching, that you have your towels, you have everything that you need to start the day.
Wow, that's amazing. So when people shop here, they're really supporting that amazing mission.
They're supporting our mission, yes. And right now we're in the middle of big turmoil because we have starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday, Middlebury has their town-wide tag sale. And we're the first one on the list.
Wow, so. That's exciting.
Yeah, so we're kind of turning everything upside down and getting ready for our Saturday tag sale. Middlebury and Watertown and all the surrounding Woodbury and Southbury have been very supportive. We've moved here from Waterbury. Our lease ended. So we moved here a little over a year ago, and we've had so much support from the community.
Oh, so you guys have only been here a year.
We've only a little over a year,
wow.
Yes.
That's why I probably haven't heard of you before, but I am so glad to know about you now.
Oh, we're so thrilled to have you. Yeah. And we want everybody to come shop, and we're setting up our holiday selection today, our section rather, which is going to be all Halloween and Thanksgiving. We have lots of things for the holidays and to kind of dress your table up and set your table.
And I know so many people are looking for that because it's the beginning of October and it is time.
Yes, it is. And we also really need to think about our people in our community who are transitioning out of homelessness at this time. Starting to get cold.
Yes.
And we are very, very busy. We do between 7 and 10 apartments a week.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And is there a geographical location?
We do the state of Connecticut.
Okay, so the whole state.
The whole state of Connecticut. We mostly serve veterans.
Okay.
50% veterans, 40% people of domestic abuse, and 10% are the needy that come to us. Yes.
Well, thank you for doing this amazing work for the community. It's so
Thank you
important.
for highlighting us.
My pleasure. It was lovely meeting you.
Very nice meeting you too, and I hope to see everyone.
Yes. That was so much fun. And now it's time to head home. Well, it's been a few hours since I got back from my thrifting adventures for the day, and I'm looking forward to showing you some of the things I picked up. Full disclosure, I don't have a huge haul, but I really like what I got. So, as you know already from the footage I've already shown you, my friend Laura and I started our day out at Make a Home Foundation in Middlebury. And I have to tell you, everybody there was so nice. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Anita, who is the person who contacted me originally, but everybody there was so nice and took the time to show me around and really tell me about the mission of Make a Home Foundation. And it really impressed me. And I have to say, and I want to express this carefully, You know, it's great to support nonprofits, and I routinely do. Here's a clumsy analogy. I give money on a regular basis to the ASPCA because I feel very passionate about the care and welfare of animals, right? But when I do that, I know that there's a lot of overhead for a place like ASPCA. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying, you know, there is. It's a large organization. So you have to assume a lot of your dollars go to a lot of overhead and administration fees. So donating to a place like ASPCA feels really different from taking bags of dog food or cat food to your local animal shelter and really feeling like you are providing some care and love to the animals immediately in front of you. And as I said, that's a very clumsy analogy, but that's kind of how I felt about this place. For them, my feeling was they're really close to the ground. They are boots on the ground, providing all of the things that people who are making new homes really need. And I really feel like they're doing that with a lot of care and a lot of love. And so while there's lots of nonprofit groups that a person can choose from, there is something so different and so satisfying about supporting a place that's really close to home, that knows people by name, that wants to make sure that this specific person gets the specific things that he or she needs to really feel like they're at home again. And I find that very touching and very moving. And so if you have things that you want to donate, and I'm going to do this myself, if you have things you want to donate, they even take like large furniture, lamps, artwork, kitchenware, all the kinds of things that anybody would need to make a home, or things that would make for nice inventory for a thrift store. I would definitely encourage you to bring those things to Make a Home Foundation. I'm going to make sure I put the address and other information, including their website information, in my video description so you can find out a little bit more about them. But I was really impressed by the work they're doing, the care they're putting into that work. It was just really nice and not something that you see every day. So that was probably a highlight of my day. So I picked up a few things. I would say prices generally reflect prices that I might pay for my own collections, not really resale prices, but they were so kind and they did offer me a few deals and discounts so that I could offer some things to my viewers, and I really appreciated that. So I picked up, well, you're gonna see a common theme here, but maybe my favorite thing that I picked up was this fabulous Lenox sconce. Or I guess this is maybe a chamber stick. Would this qualify as a chamber stick? Anyway, you put a candle here and it's got all kinds of beautiful floral details. And I love the nice big handle. It's got the pretty gold details around the bottom. And this was made by Lenox. So this is a really nice piece and I'm excited to put this on my eBay store. And then I picked up these two brass toned candlesticks. I really liked how tall and skinny they were, and they have this nice squared off base. These are not marked in any way, but here is the bottom just so you can see. And these would hold little taper candles, of course, and I thought they had a great look. Similarly, I bought these fabulous brass candlesticks. Laura found these and she had said, hey, did you check out those candlesticks? She's an excellent scout of great stuff. So I picked these up. These weren't marked with a maker, but they were made in England. And they have like a little England stamp inside them. And I thought, again, great shape. They are nice and heavy. And then last but not least, ooh, these are heavy too. I got a pair of Baldwin candlesticks. And here is the back stamp on these.
Just a quick word about Baldwin Brass. The company was based in Reading, Pennsylvania from 1956 to 2011. It was made by master craftsmen using a process that includes heat forging, stamping, sanding, and polishing. I pick up Baldwin Brass whenever I can find it for good prices because it's beautiful and incredibly well made. Nowadays, Baldwin is owned by Stanley Black & Decker and made in Mexico. It's so sad to me when these renowned U.S. companies move out of the country, but then again, maybe it makes the older pieces that much more special. It's all in how you look at things, right?
After we went to make a home foundation, we headed to Barn Sale in Hamden because Laura's never been there and I really wanted her to check it out. And unfortunately, it was closed. It was closed because of the Jewish holiday. We were so disappointed that we couldn't go in, and there were a lot of people outside huffing and puffing with sadness and exasperation that they were closed. But of course, completely understandable given that it was the Jewish holiday. So we had to come up with another plan. We decided to go to Goodwill, which was just down the street. And I have to say, Goodwill is a bit of a letdown after you're looking forward to the barn sale. But we made the most of it, and I did pick up a few things while I was there. So I picked up some pottery, painted pottery made in Poland. I've always loved Polish pottery. I've never picked up a piece to resell before. So this will be a first for me. This was $4.99. Let's see if I can show you the back stamp on this. It says handmade in Poland. There it is. And I thought this was a great size, a great usable piece, and also a great decor piece. So I'm really curious to see how this sells. Again, I've never tried it before, so I guess I'll learn. I also bought this very sweet print of Edinburgh. So this is Holyrood House, and I visited Holyrood House a few years ago, and it was a wonderful experience, and I love Scotland so much. So this is probably going to end up in my study, which has green walls, and I think this will fit in nicely. Although this is such a good little handy little piece, I could probably pop it just about anywhere. And then last but not least, I grabbed this very pretty watercolor of Venice for my upcoming store space at Quality Consignments in Colchester. So I will be opening that up in January. So I keep picking up things for when that gets started. No, you're getting glare. I'm trying to put this at an angle so you can see it. But this is a really pretty piece. It's signed. I can't read the artist's signature. And it's from 1992. It's double matted. Here's the back, nothing all that interesting. This was $3.99. So this will be for my store space, my booth space, unless of course you get your heart set on this piece and then just send me an email and we'll work something out. So after Laura and I parted ways, and again, we had a great time, I stopped off at Starbucks for a little pumpkin cream cold brew. Yum. And then I headed home, and when I got inside, I was so excited because I had a little package waiting for me. So this is from Susan, who's a viewer of this channel. Susan is so sweet. About a week or so ago, she sent me some pictures of her collections, and she had purchased a few things for me. She has beautiful things. Oh my goodness. And while I was looking at her pictures, and it was hard to even know where to look because everything was gorgeous, I mentioned her tablecloth. She had a round table and she had a beautiful tablecloth on the table. And I just said, what a stunning tablecloth. Well, she said her table, her round table, used to be a rectangular table. She had recently switched out the tables. So she used to have the same tablecloth in a rectangular shape, and she offered to send it to me. So I was so excited. I said, yes, please. And it's come in. So this is it. Oh, I don't know if I can give you a great sense. I'm gonna lay this across the table so you can see the pattern better because I love this. Hang on. Oh my gosh, this tablecloth is so beautiful. I love the birds on this. I love anything with birds, and I love the flowers. And of course, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you know I love pink flowers. You can hear the cats playing in a bunch of bags and papers in the background. So I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you the edges of this as well. Here it is. Isn't that so beautiful? I am really excited to have this. I think it will look beautiful in the fall. It would also look beautiful in the spring or any other season. Oh my goodness, here comes Iris. She has a dead cat toy in her mouth. I think there used to be feathers at the bottom of this. I don't know if there still are. Yep, here they are. So here's Iris with her toy. She is a silly girl. Anyway, this tablecloth is available on Amazon. So I'll send you some information about that. I'll put that in my video description box in case you want to check it out. They make lots of nice ones. And Susan, who is a connoisseur of tablecloths, sent me a recommendation for another brand of tablecloths just in case you yourself are in the market. I personally believe you can never have enough Limoges or enough tablecloths or enough silly kitties. So I will provide you with that information so you can check it out in case you're curious about it. While I'm on the table, I thought I would show you a better look at this pattern. So this is the Polish pottery I was showing you. It's got such a nice floral pattern. And here is the Holyrood House Edinburgh print or lithograph. This is really fabulous. It brings me right back. Here is a better look at the Lenox candle holder or chamber holder. I'm not sure what we're calling this, but I think it's really beautiful. Iris is also really liking it. And I had already shown you the back stamp on this. And here's a closer look at the Baldwin candlesticks, the Made in England candlesticks, and I've got some papers and things here in the background. Sorry about that. And here are the taller, skinnier candlesticks. So nice assortment. And I haven't had many brass candlesticks on my store, so I'm excited to be able to offer some. Oops, Iris is in front of the other one. So here is most of the haul and the fabulous tablecloth. So Susan, if you're watching, thank you again. Here is a half-dead cat toy. And then I have one more thing to show you. Here's a better look at the watercolor without so much glare on it. So this is meant to depict Venice, which is a beautiful place that I absolutely loved. And as I mentioned, it's double matted, and here is the artist's signature and date. So I think that's a really, really pretty piece. And again, Iris loves it too. So I'm happy with it. Susan also kindly sent me a huge box full of bubble wrap, which, you know, made Eric's night for sure. We always go through so much of it. So she had a lot of extra hanging around and she sent it to us. So I have to say, Eric's eyes went wide. He was so excited. He is the shipping department for Worthington Home, as you may know if you watch these videos. So I figured, oh boy, this is Eric's favorite. But then let me show you what happened next. Iris jumped in this box almost the minute I unwrapped it. She claimed it as her own, and she looks so funny. It's like she's sitting on her own little nest of plastic, like a weird, confused little bird. Eric is waving his hands trying to get her to look at the camera. And of course, now Indy has to get in on the action. He doesn't want Iris to have too much fun if it doesn't also include him. But then my night got even better because there was another package waiting for me and I couldn't figure out what that one was. I wasn't expecting anything. And it turns out that it was from a viewer named Lynette. So hi Lynette, if you're watching. Lynette is so sweet. She sent me this fabulous book all about porcelain made in Limoges. And you know, I love Limoges and I keep threatening to read up about it and to learn more, and now I really can. And I have to say, this was so sweet and so thoughtful. Thank you, Lynette. But one of my favorite parts about this gift is that her granddaughter, Isabel, had decorated the outside package with all kinds of little stickers and things. It was adorable. And then inside, along with the note from Lynette, were these awesome little cats. I mean, this must be like her note paper. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I played with those for a while. I was all about those. But anyway, such a great treasure trove of information. I cannot wait to dive into that. And I was so happy to have it. But there was one more thing. It's like my birthday practically, except not. I don't even have to get older to get these wonderful, wonderful gifts. I had ordered something on eBay and I just cut open the top of it. I ordered this particular thing on eBay as part of my fall decor. Licorice, honey, don't tap dance now. Ooh, I can get it open. I'm just trying to pull it out of the bag. I just thought this would be really fun for the fall. Okay, there's part of it. This eBay seller wrapped this piece very well. Oh goodness, I might need the scissors again. I'll be right back. Okay, I am almost there. I see my purchase sticking out at the top. Let's see if I can, there it is. Oh, it's so cute. So it's a little Karak owl. And I really like Karak trays. I'm not really a big mid-century modern person, but every now and then I come across a piece that really speaks to me. And there was something about this owl that really just made me think of Halloween. I don't know if it just gave me kind of a little bit of a spooky feeling, or if it's the dark tray, which makes me think of the night sky and the stars in the sky. But I thought this would be so fun. So I'm going to incorporate this into my Halloween decor. I can't wait to do that. And here's the back in case you're curious. So yeah, I thought that was a fun little piece. I had this, I was watching this piece and then the seller reached out with a discount and then I just couldn't refuse. So I am a seller on eBay. Sometimes I'm a buyer on eBay. And I thought that would be a lot of fun. So here is my hutch currently. I have it decked out with what I call the unbreakables because the cats have created some chaos here before. And this has been working for me, but I think I'd like to change it up for the fall. I have some museum putty that I'm hoping will keep things safe so the cats don't knock things all over the place. And yeah, I think it's time to make some switches. I'm sorry if the lighting is funny. It's a little darker in the day than when I usually film, but this is the time that I have, so I figured why not make the most of it, right? So I think my first task is to clear these shelves off, so I'm gonna get to it. Here is my basket full of decor and a little cat. I have lots of interesting things in here. I probably won't use everything, but I'm gonna see what works and what doesn't and try to keep these kitties out of the box. So curious. One thing I know for sure is I'm gonna be using this awesome painted tin on top of my hutch where I just made a space. I don't know if I'm going to keep these mixing bowls or not. I probably will. I might arrange them a little bit differently, but I definitely want to use this. This was an old popcorn factory tin that I recently picked up for $1 at a tag sale. So I think this will be really fun. It won't stay in that exact spot, but it's a starting point. I have some of these really pretty faux branches, and I know if I keep them anywhere within reach of the cats, they will destroy them. So I figured I'll put them up on top of the hutch to give a little bit of texture and interest while keeping them safe from naughty kitties. So that's gonna be my next step. And I'll have to fuss with them a little bit to get them exactly right. But I think it will be a start. He already is trying to eat them. There is way too much kitty excitement happening here right now. I think I'm gonna fill in some of those gaps on the top of the hutch with some fake pumpkins. I have a few different ones. This one's a little, oops, this one's a little more Halloween-esque. I also have this cute little guy. So I'm not sure what's gonna work here. I'm gonna try a few different things. That's the thing about decorating a hutch or really any space at all, for me anyway. It's all about trial and error. And just as soon as I think I'm done and I have it exactly how I want it, I ponder, I come back and I change it all over again. The main thing is to make it fun. If you take yourself too seriously or you take your seasonal decor too seriously, it will start to feel like a chore and not like a little, fun pastime. So don't overthink it. That's my advice anyway. Oh, and I do want to say, I am enjoying and in the mood to decorate my house for fall. But if you're not, don't feel pressured. I don't want to influence anybody to do anything they don't feel like doing. If this year you're like, I'm going to pass on the whole Halloween decoration thing, then pass on it. Enjoy watching me do it. And if you love doing it and you're looking for some ideas, I hope that maybe I give you a few. So just a little bit of a word on that, because I wouldn't want anyone to think, that they have to do anything they don't feel like doing. It should be fun. That's the only rule. Okay, here's the hutch. I have been fooling around with it for an age, but this is, I think, what I'm gonna do for now, and I'm sure I will change it up a bunch of times. But I had already shown you the part where I put this tin up on the top of the shelf, and I put these little branches and some pumpkins, and then I pulled out some vintage Halloween blow mold pumpkins. That's Iris in the background tearing up the place. I put the blow mold pumpkins on the shelves. I put this recently thrifted Currier and Ives prints of kitties here. Now these kitties aren't really Halloween. You tend to think of black kitties, but I liked that it had the black matting, and I do think they have kind of a spooky effect to them. This is a black cat game that was my grandmother's. It's an old Milton Bradley game. And I found some black books to kind of fill in some dead spaces. Here is an old black cat decor piece that my mother bought for me ages ago, and the crock tray that I just got. I have this little black crow. I bought that at a craft store somewhere, Joanne Fabrics or something like that, a year or two ago. And this little block is something I picked up quite a while ago when Zach was young. And then I have an old black cash box here with some pumpkins and a black crow pillow. More books just for continuity. These cookie cutters are awesome. These again were my grandmother's. These are quite old. She wrote 1977 on them, but I think that's when she got them at a tag sale. Oh, this little bell spider is something my mother gave me back in the day. And then we've got more blow mold pumpkins. And that's Eric coming in the door. So I'm gonna back up and show this to you again. So here it is from another angle. And I think that's kind of fun. So the kitchen hutch will have this sort of spooky pumpkin theme. The rest of the house will probably have a little bit less of that. And I think I'm also going to update this fireplace mantle. I have this garland that the cats really want to eat. And I'm gonna put this on the mantle. I just had to show you Indy popping up in this clip. Of course, the minute I'm doing anything different to the house, he's so curious about it and he's got to get in on the action. He's a funny little guy. Here's how the kitchen mantle looks with the little pumpkins. It definitely needs some larger pieces here just to give some interest in terms of height. But this is all I had on hand right now. So the next time I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna pick up a few bigger pumpkins or gourds or something just to make this look a little fuller and more interesting. So good starting point, but to be continued. Here's a look at the top of my Limoges china cabinet right now. I think it's really pretty. I've removed a lot of the lighter color china. I'm gonna hold on to that until the spring and then I'll swap it out again. But what I'm gonna do for now is remove this plate, which I do love. But again, I think it's fun to try some different things and bring new things out with the seasons. I really love this Johnson Brothers wild turkey plate that I thrifted a while ago. I think it's got great colors. And I'm gonna put this where the other plate was, just to bring in some more fall. And I am gonna add this adorable quail that I recently thrifted. So there we have it, a little bit of fall interest on top of the Limoges cabinet. I thrifted this basket at a church tag sale. You will see that video at some point coming up. I am wildly out of sequence right now, but I really love the shape of this. And I had originally thought it would go on top of my hutch in the kitchen, but it turns out it's too tall. But I do have another place where I think it might look nice. But what I'm gonna do is go outside and get some hydrangeas for this. Now, this is gonna go in a cat-friendly location, so no worries there. And I'm even gonna make the arrangement outside, I think. So I'm gonna take this basket that I filled with floral foam already. I think I got this at Joann Fabric, if I'm not mistaken. I've got my clippers, and I'm gonna head outside and see what we can find.
I wanted to take a moment and show you my beautiful dahlias. They are so gorgeous. I wish I could bring them in the house and put them in vases, but the cats will get into them. Aren't they lovely? And here are where we keep a lot of our hydrangeas. They're starting to kind of flop over with the weight of their blossoms, but I'm gonna grab a few. And here's my little stash. I have 2 different kinds of hydrangeas. I'm gonna pop them into this basket and see if I like the effect. Here they are. I really like how they look all kind of snug in this basket. I like the different colors and shapes. I haven't filled in the back yet, so you can see it's bare. I probably won't do too much in the back because you won't see it anyway.
Here's my basket full of hydrangeas right here on my shelves. Under different circumstances, I would use this as probably a centerpiece for my kitchen table, but we know what will happen if it's on my kitchen table. The cats will definitely get into it, and hydrangeas are not good for cats. So I have them here on the shelves where the cats can't reach them. And I've made some other changes as well. I've added this carnival glass pitcher because I think the colors are definitely indicative of fall. And as you come down the shelves, you'll see I've added some brass. Here's another little piece of carnival glass. I have an old lantern. And then down here, I just have a very heavy compote because the cats would really struggle to knock that over. So I think it's pretty safe. So this is what I have for my fall decor in the dining room for now. And of course, you've already seen this if you've watched my previous videos when I did this flower arrangement in a thrifted planter, piece of carnival glass I picked up from Brimfield, candlesticks that I already had, and this painting that I already had on this wooden tray that I already had. But I like the way this looks as well. And my last touch of fall in the dining room is something you've also seen before, which is this very pretty planter with all kinds of faux flowers and the brass candlesticks. And I have this little black lacquer tray that I thrifted from that fabulous estate that had the huge hearth out in East Haddam. So these are my fall decor pieces for right now, and I'm really happy with them. I have one more variation to show you for this basket, and I am actually liking this better because it shows the shape of the basket better. So I put this beautiful plate. I love this plate. I sold one on my eBay store a few weeks ago, and I kept one for myself. And even though technically this is a winter scene, it also makes me think of Thanksgiving, I think because of the pine cones and the brown and white. And I love the yellow houses in the background because our house is yellow as well. So sold one, kept one. That seemed like a fair compromise. But I put this little faux flower arrangement in here. You can see these look like little white pumpkins. And then I popped this red and beige gingham bow on the side. I thought that had kind of a fall look. And I put that in the bookshelf. And I'm really liking the way this looks. Actually, I prefer it, but I didn't waste the hydrangeas because you might have recalled that I had some old fake hydrangeas in this pretty spode bowl that used to belong to my mother. So I took the old ones out, I put the new ones in, so now this has some nice fresh color in it. And I think that was a nice change. So here is the effect. Right now, I have to tell you, this museum wax is working out so great. Iris keeps climbing my hutch and I keep catching her trying to knock things over, but they're really sticking pretty hard with this museum wax. So I guess if like she really wanted to knock something over and she wanted to work at it, she could, but I think she gets her fun from just like a quick knock and then dash. And she definitely can't do that. And so like even this little pumpkin has lots of museum wax underneath. And I think when it isn't fun to knock things over and get that quick result, it definitely takes the wind out of her sails. And I'm hoping maybe that will ultimately break her of her hutch smashing behaviors. And that would be a really good thing. This guy doesn't do it so much. He looks guilty, but he's pretty innocent, all said and done. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this thrifting video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great day. Bye for now.